Hello and welcome back to Bannerlord Modded. We're going to be declaring war on the Vaegirs and, well, I'm right next to a very large army of our own, and hopefully we're going to be able to accompany them for some wonderful sieges or something along those lines. As you can see, they're right here. I wonder whether they're going to be going over here to Golorin Castle. It sounds like well, probably the most profitable idea at this point, but they seem not to want to do that, which is quite strange. But I can assume what they're going to do instead is they're going to go and raid some random village somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. What do you bet? They're probably going to try and do that. What do you bet that they're going to raid this village over here? Yes? They probably will. If they don't do that, then I will suggest that they siege this. Yes? They're actually doing something useful. Oh, fantastic. I'm very surprised. I gotta say, I am very surprised. The AI is not the best at times, but today, oh yeah, they seem to be using their, you know, their little brain cells right there. So that's quite nice. That's quite nice. Oh, only 258. Okay, fantastic. And look at this. This person was killed in the battle against some villagers. Well, serves you right, I suppose, if you're fighting some villagers, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to be equipping Off We Go to BONKTOWN. Oh yes, that is my new mace. That is the name of my new mace. If you weren't there when we crafted it, then shame on you, because it is an absolutely fantastic name. And you weren't there to give me your psychic waves through the interwebs to improve my name. And then it probably would have been called Off We Go to Bonkville or something instead of town. But yeah, there we go. Anyway, let's do this. 930 against 200. Yeah, alright. I think we'll probably be fine. But this is mainly to test out my new weapon. That's pretty much all it is. Because it's going to give me an opportunity to go into close quarters combat. And it's also going to give me an opportunity to check out a siege that might be a little bit tricky. Because we haven't really done a siege with slightly larger than average defensive forces. And to be fair, this is still not one of those, because, well, most of the defenses that the AI, well, should we say, most of the sieges that the AI attempts to do are usually in their favor. So most of the time it's going to be where they are quite obviously having the advantage in almost every aspect. And so I'm going to put up the ladders. I'm going to try and move these ladders up as fast as I can. And I don't think I should be the one doing this, to be honest, but, you know, needs must and so on. Why is this not working? Are you serious? Oh, I have to go all the way over here. Ah, okay. Couldn't see the base of the ladder for a small second there. There we go. Let's do this, guys. Come on now. I've got my mace ready. I mean, it's a lot shorter than it used to be. The previous one that I was using was, I believe, almost 70 reach, and this is like, I don't know, 44, I think. So it's really designed for close quarters, and that's it. That's all it can really do. Hopefully it's going to prove itself to be very deadly indeed. Hello there. Oh, this is really fast. Oh. Oh, okay. Hello. Oh, you cannot beat me, sir. You cannot beat me, sir, because I have a very fast weapon. Oh, yeah. I'm liking this. This weapon is absolute fire right now. It is really chunking the opponents, and it's making things very easy for me, actually, because it makes it so that I can literally, I can beat most people unless the other person has a mace as well. Let's just say that guy had a mace too, so he obviously was able to compete with me on a speed basis, maybe a handling basis as well. But generally, this is a very nice mace. It's going to enable me to beat a lot of people with just pure attack speed, and that's going to make things much easier, especially in outnumbered situations. I don't know whether you noticed when we were fighting those two enemies just now, where I was basically able to pretty much hold my own. And yeah, sure, you know, they're kind of low tier units and stuff, so obviously they're going to be kind of easy for me to deal with, but they probably would have been very different to deal with, or maybe difficult to deal with, if I had a different weapon. Because if I had a longer reach weapon, then I wouldn't be able to beat both of them with their individual attack speeds, because they're going to attack me at different times and everything, so it's going to make a big difference. Oh, hello there. A shooting gallery if ever I saw one. Oh, these guys have no idea what they're walking into. Oh, wow. They really don't. Hello there. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, I gotta say, I really love my crossbow. I feel like using crossbows is very satisfying. Let's see if I can do some more damage. Oh, look at that. Lovely headshot right there. What are you fighting? Oh, this guy. Why are my forces not moving down there, by the way? Oh, it seems like they're coming into the courtyard of the castle. That is, I guess it's all right. I guess it's okay to do that. But generally, I would say that it is a better idea for them to come onto the battlements first and then come around the side. But I suppose a very small contingent has done that already. So that's kind of the, shall we say, depth of their strategy, which I guess is fine, because it does give me an opportunity to use my mace a little bit more as well. I mean, look at how easy it is to use, even in amongst all of my allied units as well. Like, usually, I would not be able to use a longer length weapon like a sword or something like that in these situations, because it would always, you know, glance against some of our friendly units' armor, and that would make everything much, much harder to hit. But now I don't need to worry about that. Now it's very nice. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm happy with the way that the mace has turned out, and hopefully we'll be able to use it in much more difficult situations as well. But there you go. There's the victory for us. And we're going to be gaining a very small amount of the loot. And we've got some prisoners here, but I already have a massive amount of prisoners, as you can see right here. These are the ones that we gained from the merchant caravan quest. Oh yeah, by the way, escorting that merchant caravan gave me 8,000 gold, if you can believe it. Yeah, a pretty considerable sum, considering. Didn't really have to do too much. I mean, yeah, we did have to fight quite a lot, but generally that was not that big a deal. Wasn't that stressful or anything like that. It was a pretty mild affair, to be honest. But there you go. All right, so let's go into the trade screen here, because I do want to sell a lot of my armor. As you can see by this scroll bar right here, I have a huge amount of stuff, and most of it is not very good, so I can pretty much just sell all of it, as you can see right here, for 36,000. That's still a very nice chunk of cash that we're getting there, but obviously none of it is super valuable or anything. So let's take a look. Is there anything else that I want to sell here? Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll sell some of the lower tier stuff, and then we'll get 41,000, which is very nice. And I will ransom all our prisoners. I'm not really looking for the manual laborer quest at the moment, but if I was, I would have gained, I don't know, maybe like 5 times that amount or something like that from that quest. It really is worth checking out for that particular task if you are having money issues. I'm obviously not having money issues at the moment, so I'm not going to spend the time to do that, especially considering we're currently on a campaign at the moment, and I would like to assist this army as best I can. But anyway, let's take a look and see what we can do here. I have no idea. This guy, or this guy. Basically, it really doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to spend 100 influence, gain a massive amount of relation, even though it makes no difference whatsoever, because they all have 100 relation with me at the moment, so it's all good. Anyway, let's switch back to our other weapon, the ultimate thruster. You know what? I should probably make another polearm, shouldn't I? Yeah, I feel like I should make another polearm or something like that. I feel like it's about time that maybe we get something a little better. Maybe I've unlocked something over the course of the few in-game months that I've been able to smelt down some stuff. That might make sense. Anyway, let's just follow these guys and see what they end up doing. The war, war exhaustion has already kind of affected the Vagiers in a big way. They already have 23 war exhaustion, so no doubt they're going to be having some issues very, very soon. Anyway, let's just increase the amount of money in the reserves here. Loyalty's going okay. We're just gonna fill out a bunch more projects here as well. Let's increase the fortifications too. There we go. Alright, that's looking pretty nice. What else do we have? Artisans can't sell their products. I don't really care about that too much. That is kind of... It's one of those tasks that it's kind of annoying, you know, so I generally tend to try and stay away from that. Ooh, we actually leveled up our athletic skill? When did that happen? I have no idea. Anyway, this is a fantastic duelist skill. When no shields and ranged weapons are wielded, gain 10% faster movement. I personally feel like Bannerlord very specifically targets those people that want to create characters that focus on using one-handed or indeed two-handed weapons without a shield and without a ranged weapon. So for those of you that really love playing berserkers or duelist characters, they've got you covered in a variety of different ways. If you'd like to check out the duelist series, by the way, there is a playlist in the description. It is very, very cool to see how fast we can actually begin moving without a horse. And I never use a horse in that series at all. So it's super fun to see that. But obviously, up to you. Anyway, 4% increased damage with any melee weapons you wield. I think I'm probably going to be taking that. And troops in your formation gain 2% more melee damage. I mean, generally, I would go for this, because infantry troops in your formation gaining 5% movement speed during battles, that's really powerful. But because it doesn't really give me anything personally, I'm going to take the powerful one, and they're just going to have to hit harder, I guess. That's how it's going to be. And let's see what else goes on here. So, what else do they have available? Oh, they only have one town? Are you serious? I think we could probably take that town. Come on, guys, let's do this. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, so oh, look at that. They actually took the castle. Okay, that's good. This guy's apparently getting a huge amount of support, so I guess I'll just wade on in there and give him my support as well. Why not? There we go. And now let's follow Turmar's army, and we're going to see where he heads to. I'm thinking he's probably going to try and take this town. Oh, hello there. No, don't let him go in. Oh. What is he doing? What is this guy actually doing? He seems a bit crazed. He has no idea. Look at this. Okay, I'm prepared. I'm prepared for the battle. So I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna chase him over here. I don't really want to fight in the village, but hopefully I can get this guy's assistance. Yep, I'm gonna get his oh no, I didn't get his assistance. Oh well, never mind. That guy's busy raiding anyway, so I suppose it doesn't make that much sense. Can I... yeah, no, obviously I can't do that because he's in an army. Isn't that fantastic? Oh well, never mind. This is a one-on-one battle, or technically a one-on-two battle, and we are up against 2 enemy vassals. I'm gonna aim to try and eliminate them myself if I can. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, so they're really, really close as well, by the way, because obviously this is a village map set, map tile set, whatever you want to call it, map layout. And we're going to see what we can do about that. Okay, how many cavalry do I have? Not even worth it. I mean, I have 10. That's alright, I guess. But we're just going to tell them to do their regular flanking action. Just tell them to do auto-delegate. And otherwise, I'm going to get my forces to sort of come over here. Get my other guys over here too. And my thrown weapon specialists over here as well. Alright, so let's see if I can maybe specifically target a couple of the enemy's cavalry. Oh, these are my guys. Couldn't see their icons for a second, so I was like, oh, the enemy is over here? No. It's actually just our friends. Fantastic. Oh, you're dead. You're dead. What? These guys are super easy to kill. What's actually going on here? Where are the guys with massive amounts of armor? Ooh, this guy might be a bit more difficult. Is that... that's an enemy leader. Hello there. Nice. There we go. Took her down. I was about to say, you know, while we were chasing her, it's about, I'm going to poke her. I'm going to poke... And then I thought to myself, no, that's probably not the best thing to say, because our wife would probably not be very pleased. Sylvind, you know, I almost forgot her name for a second there, but Sylvind would not be very pleased for me to say that. So yes, let's try to not annoy her, because you never know when poison is going to appear in our wine. I mean, if this was Crusader Kings, then that would definitely happen at some point, no doubt. Anyway, let's see if we can. There we go. Eliminate a couple more. Oh, nice. Took them off the mount. That's nice. Good. Ooh, we took out a rather dangerous opponent there. Anytime I see a veteran archer from the Battanians, I'm always like, oh yes, let's try and take them out as fast as possible. There's another one of their outsiders taken out too. And let's actually be aggressive, shall we? Let's be super aggressive and get right in their faces. Let's actually get every single person that we have available over here. With the exception of the cavalry, of course. Do I have some skirmishers? Oh, I do. Apparently they are counted as general cavalry as well, so they are already in auto-delegation mode, which is absolutely fine. Oh yeah, by the way, I should probably mention that if I do happen to hit an enemy horse and they don't have a rider, it's just because I didn't see that they didn't have a rider. I don't actually mean to kill horses that are without anyone on them, because generally I don't get anything for that. There's no point in me doing it, and it's just a pure mistake on my part. I just think, oh, there's a horse, it must have a rider on it, and then I don't notice because it's either dark, you know, because in the previous episode we had a really, really dark battle. It was at night, and I just couldn't see that well. I have very bad low light vision, so that's obviously a bit of a problem. But anyway, oh, wait, is that the enemy leader? I'm not, oh yeah, I think that was the enemy leader. I think they just got murdered, as you could no doubt tell from the kill feed if you were watching that. But yeah, that definitely is all she wrote, I'm pretty sure. Not much more I have to do, so I'm going to tell everyone to charge in. Absolutely everyone has to charge. And I will get myself out of here, and I will let my forces mop up the remaining units. And I gotta say, the Vaegirs are really not putting up that much of a fight, which is exactly the reason why I wanted to go forward with this particular attack, and indeed the war declaration itself. It really makes all the sense in the world for us to eliminate them, and hopefully expand our territory in the process. But of course, in doing this, it is going to poke the bear a little bit. It is going to make the other factions in the area take notice. And they're gonna be saying stuff like, "Oh, what's this faction doing? They're sort of encroaching on our doorstep at the moment. We don't really like that too much." And then they might decide to attack us. But hopefully that's not going to happen just yet. Going to take all of these prisoners, and I will let one of these guys go because I obviously am over the cap by one, which I don't really care about too much. And there we have it. Okay, fantastic. So this guy, oh, they're going to go for the castle. Okay, he's going to go for the castle. Well, that is to be expected. Let's go to Sionen while I can, because I'd like to sell my prisoners so that I can continue to move as fast as I want. Wow, the prisoners really didn't sell for a huge amount, did they? Look at that, 2,400. The other guys that we got from the Escort Merchant Caravan quest, they sold for much more, didn't they? Yeah, I think so. Oh well, whatever the case, let's just level up a couple more of my forces. Why am I using a huge amount of militia, by the way? When did these guys join my army? It must have been when we rescued some people or something like that. I think that's probably when it was. Anyway, this has 263 in the garrison? These Vaegirs really don't know how to defend themselves by the looks of things. That really is very bad for them. Oh well, I suppose I shouldn't really be complaining too much about their lax defenses. I think I should just be going to BONKTOWN, and that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to equip that mace and get ready for the inevitable bashing that is going to happen in just a second. Oh, they're actually building a ram and a siege tower. 2 siege towers, no less. I don't know why they would do that. This is very strange. Oh, hello there. Oh, there's another army. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know whether I really want to go up against these guys right now. I think I would probably like to participate in the siege first, and then go on from there. I'm kind of surprised that they're building ballistas. Ballistas are really not going to be that effective, and they are just going to suffer huge amounts of bombardment damage. As you can see, they've already lost about 70 units, if you can believe it. They're losing more. This is really bad. If you guys would just go in there. Oh, there we go. They're actually going in now. Fantastic. Okay. So let's go in, see if we can help them out a little bit. I actually really like fighting in these sieges. I think fighting in sieges is a super fun activity, and something that I feel like we don't do enough of, to be honest. I feel like there definitely should be more siege defenses as well, but for some reason or another, there just really isn't enough opportunity to do that. In the original Warband, you'd be able to basically stay in a particular place, and then the AI would either completely leave you alone because you're in there, or they would decide to go for it because the garrison is just too weak. and most of the time they would only take the garrison's combat strength into account. So if they thought, whoa, that was a... What? They actually destroyed that? That's crazy. Wow, I had no idea that that would actually happen. That's pretty cool. Look at that. That's amazing. Anyway, as I was saying, they would take the combat strength of the garrison and your own army into account, as this archer nest is completely obliterated by our siege equipment. And it seems as though in Bannerlord they are a lot more cautious in that regard. They really do not like to besiege at all. They really just prefer to steer clear of most of that kind of action, which I gotta say I'm kind of disappointed by. I'd like the AI to be a little bit more stupid, you know, because one, it would make me feel less lonely, because I'm kind of you know, I'm kind of a bit stupid sometimes. But yeah, it would actually be kind of nice for them to make a couple of mistakes like that, instead of acting very much like an AI, where they're like, okay, must calculate probability of victory is 90%. Okay, yes, then we'll go in. You know, that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. They pretty much calculate whether they're going to be victorious in one situation or another, and then they're like, yeah, okay, we're going to go in here. You know, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. But most of the time, it would be really nice to make them have a mistake. And, oh, did you see that? The force of the blow just pushed him up against the wall right there. That was insane. Wow, that was nice. Okay, I can basically just stay here and wait for the replacements, and I can then... Wait a minute. Hello there. Nice. That was a nice neck shot. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So the AI generally in Bannerlord is a lot better. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a lot better, but it is one of those things where better sometimes is not, well, better. Because it is going to result in those kinds of situations where you really want to participate in the siege defense. You so badly want to do that. I know I do, right? But because the AI is really quite good at analyzing whether they're going to be victorious or not, they generally don't tend to make those kinds of errors any further. Because they used to do that in Warband, as I say, but in Bannerlord they really don't. So it is kind of rare, really. Maybe it's even more than that. I've really only participated in about 2 or maybe 3 siege defenses in the entire time that I have been playing Bannerlord, and I think that says everything you really need to know about how rare it actually is, because I've played this game for hundreds of hours, if not, I'm not entirely sure if I've gotten 1,000 yet, but generally I have hundreds of hours in this game, and I have been in not many siege defenses at all, even off screen. Okay, so even in off screen with, you know, some of my test save files and stuff like that, when I was first testing out the game, when it was first released and everything, you know, literally didn't get anything, nothing at all. And that is very sad to me. That is very, very sad, because I personally feel like siege defenses are one of the most fun things that you can do, because being basically put up against an overwhelming enemy force and only utilizing the strength of the castle or town's walls and utilizing the environment to your advantage, and your units doing the same thing, and you never know where the enemy is going to come from. That's very thrilling and a lot of fun to participate in. But obviously, as it is right now, the AI is very reluctant to do that kind of thing. But maybe that will change in the near future, or maybe it won't, and maybe they'll just make it so that the AI is a little bit more likely to go through with sieges. Because I know that they did change that in one of the previous updates, where they did say that offensive AI is actually going to continue with a siege much more often. And I liked that change a great deal, because that means that obviously you're going to have many more of those situations where you might get to be in a siege. But then again, there's always that penalty that that always happens as well. So, you know, if you get to a particular point in the game where there's an AI army besieging something, and you want to move through the enemy's lines to get, to get to where you want to be, to help out in the siege defense, well, you're going to have to sacrifice a percentage of your own units to be able to do that. And then when you do that, the enemy can break off at any point. And so you've basically just spent a percentage of your army, which you've painstakingly taken a bunch of time to cultivate and level up and train them, and then you just lose them all for nothing. Because then the AI just wises up and leaves. And that's what can happen at pretty much any time, unfortunately. So there's also that, which I think maybe needs to be looked at just a little bit. I'm not talking about the actual sacrifice of the units. I'm talking about the likelihood that the AI will continue with the siege itself. That's the thing I'm talking about. Because I think, in general, sacrificing a couple of units, sure, I think that's kind of harsh sometimes, especially if you only have 100 units and you lose 40 of those units, then you only have 60 left. I mean, that's pretty harsh, but, the general gist of it is that the AI can pull out at any time and then just basically make you waste your units for nothing. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. We're going to finish up the remainder of the war with the Vaegirs in the next one. And hopefully we'll be able to take Maranath. I know that there is a very large army. Well, not that large an army, but about 300, 400 units around here somewhere. So maybe we'll be able to do a large-scale battle as well. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.